Am I allowed to be as disappointed as I am? Uh, Guess so, but why are you disappointed? I just expect a team with so much offensive prowess and goal scoring ability to make close games far more convincing than they have, at least in recent days. Yeah, yeah, the Bruins seem to have that problem with them. No, I'm not talking about the Bruins. The Bruins didn't the Coyotes blow a 4-1 lead the other night to the Leafs, and then and tonight keep us on our ass, keep the Bruins on their ass for until like the very end. Bruins win 3-2 against the at home against the Arizona Coyotes. Welcome back to Into the Night, everybody. I'm your host Jay Freeman, and this was the motto bears repeating. Hockey is a 60-minute game, and I swear the second period might have been one of the sloppiest periods the Bruins have played since the first period in that game against the Canes, in which they retired Willie O'Ree's number, which I mean, let's start with something positive. Matt Grzelcyk is back. Hooray! I was starting to miss him. Granted, I do like Jack Ashan, but I do also like Matt Grzelcyk quite a bit more than I like Jack Ashan. I don't dislike Jack Ashan. I like Grzelcyk a lot more than him. But it was also the last game at home before St. Patrick's Day, so the Bruins got to practice in those sweet green practice jerseys that they do for St. Patrick's Day. But what is the if there was one player to look out for in this game, it was Nick Schmaltz. Well, I know he didn't really actually do anything in this game, and like outside of like a few points in the like the first like 10-15 minutes of the first period, and like a couple moments afterwards, there wasn't really much to watch from this game. But like Schmaltz had 13 points in the prior 4 games. How do you come up with that production? And yes, I know 7 points in a single game definitely helps, but usually that's just like an anomaly, and but no, this dude scored an additional 6 points in. This dude averaged 2 points a game for the next 3 for 3 other games during that stretch. But I got to start out by asking Bruins, like, what did you put on your freaking hands? Was it freaking Vaseline? Because you guys were freaking dropping your sticks all over the place for the like the first 2 minutes. At least 2 Bruins guys were just dropping their sticks first for no reason. First was Hall, and then I think it might have been Carlo. I know Carlo stopped a breakaway really nicely, and I was like, oh shit, Carlo actually did something. But Foligno ended up creating a front disturbance, and so allowed Nosek to fire and Smith to push the rebound past Karel Vejmelka to put the Bruins up 1-0. Great, we're up early. And then we go on the power play, thanks to JJ Moser deciding, I'm going to high stick. That was quite possibly the worst power play I have seen the Bruins do all season. No one was in position. No one. We were just constantly tripping over ourselves. We gave the Coyotes more. We gave the Coyotes and specifically Clayton Keller way more opportunities than way more scoring opportunities than we did for us. But just how did we get out of that without a shorthanded goal going in? And I'll tell you why. Because Jeremy Swayman is a god. But eventually we get I think one of my favorite types of goals are just the ones where the dude messes up the first time and then gets it in the second time, which is exactly how the Bruins scored their second goal, with Coyle just dangling his way deep into the. I will say it again. Ever since the 11, 12, 13 line, in which people have been in calling the counting line, the teeny boppers line, the tween age line, or just the third line, which I think is the best one, just the third line. But anyway, Coyle just dangles his way all the way past pretty much everybody on the Coyotes defense. But at that point, he's gone way too far to where he can comfortably take a shot. So he just passes back to the center to Smith, where barely anyone's covering him, and he shoots and he rebounds off of Karel Vejmelka's his pads, and Smith is fast enough to get there and chip it up and in to put the Bruins up to 0-0. Great. And then we get to the second period, and the Bruins defense is just awful. Oh. If there's one thing that I do not trust this team with, it's to there are two things I don't trust this team with, and they're very interconnected. They are to make a clean entry into the offensive zone, and to not turn the puck over in the neutral zone. It's really hard to get a clean entry into the. Oh boy, corned beef. But it's really hard to get into to get a comfortable entrance into the offensive zone, while if your team is just constantly giving the puck away in the neutral zone. It sucks. Also, the third thing is to not make me want to kill myself on a 6-on-5. But we will get to that. But deep into the second period, like 19 minutes, 59 seconds in, and the Bruins defense breaks down. Stop me if you've heard that one. And it just allows for Clayton Keller to get an absolute knee down clapper right past Swayman, and to put the Coyotes on the board with 0.6 seconds left in the period. And I'm like, son of a bitch, It's one thing to do it in the third period and kill my hopes, but to kill them already. And then we get to the third period, in which we had like one of the biggest cases of why doesn't it work for us? Where Karel Vejmelka goes way too far out of his crease to try and make a save, and Marchand almost scores, but he's like way too outstretched to try and chip it up over a stick, and so the Coyotes defenseman is able to chip it up and out to deflect it out of play, and pretty much the same thing happens on our end, except Nick Ritchie is right there ready to get the rebound, and and that puts the Bruins up, and that ties the game at 2. Also, I forgot that Nick Ritchie tried to fight Charlie McAvoy earlier in this game, and and the Nesson cameras is got this guy in a gray sweatshirt pounding on the glass and giving Ritchie the finger, and it was hilarious. Yes. But the Bruins, it was so sloppy the entire period, and then we got into the final 5, and I was put at ease with Coyle and Smith getting a 2-on-1, but Coyle knew that he didn't really need to pass to Smith. Sure, it would have made for an easier goal, but he just backhand chipped it up over Vejmelka's shoulder, and that put the Bruins up 3-0. The Coyotes would go on to pull Karel Vejmelka, and the third thing that I don't trust the Bruins with is not making the third thing I don't trust the Bruins with is to do a 6-on-5 that doesn't make me want to kill myself. Oh my God, how this team can this team should have so many more freaking empty net goals than it does, but they can't because they don't, because all they do on 6-on-5 is turtle. And yeah, that kind of works, but also but you know what works even better? Going for the empty net and trying to secure yourself of the win instead of just hunkering down in your end and just being it sucked, but the Bruins came out of it with a win, and I'm happy about it. Still currently digesting St. Patrick's Day stuff. This is not pleasant, and I think that is probably going to be it for tonight's episode of Into the Den. Thank you all so much for listening or watching. Click like if you like, click subscribe if you really like. Down below is my TikTok and also the GoFundMe for Jake Tebow's recovery to help a kid who was seriously injured in a freak hockey accident. And tell your friends to have a good St. Patrick's Day. I know there's 5 days left until it happens, but God damn it, I'm going back to school tomorrow, and that's and just also I'm not sick anymore.